When's the last time you truly heard your own voice? When you found a moment to be yourself, to be you, to hear you? If I told you that the most powerful and transformational experience you can create is by being in silence, would you believe me? We must take the time to separate ourselves from the distractions, the people, the noise, and the nonsensical negative stories we tell ourselves. Open a direct path to truth, peace, trust, and power. I call them lions, life challenges. Walk with them. Most of our external world is interference. And it's easy to get wrapped up in other people's energy, their negative energy, their happy energy, and you're trying to figure out which energy am I rolling with today? What are you bringing today? Instead of setting the energy for the room, for your space. There's a balance. You don't want to bulldoze over the world with your energy, but you don't want to be manipulated by them. You got to find the happy medium between what you need that day and what they need that day and come together in the middle. And if you find yourself in that noisiness, you got to take yourself out of it to find yourself again. It's not healthy being in toxic places where you have to regulate yourself to maintain and get through the day. And a lot of us are going through this right now. I mean, can you imagine what's going on in the world? There's toxicity everywhere. I've had a lot of this happen in my life. A lot of the places that I've worked have been very toxic. And so much energy was spent and is spent just being at peace with my work and being around people that just want to fight, just want to be in a moment, just want to have drama. They're making drama out of nothing. It's so draining. If that's your life and you're finding yourself in a toxic relationship or toxic work environment, or toxic community or toxic family, toxicity everywhere, you got to try to find silence first to make sure you are checking in with yourself and your needs. You get to drive the car of your life. If you give other people the steering wheel, you might find yourself in the back seat of the trunk, being on a ride that you don't want to be on. It can be very hard to hear yourself with someone else's voice in your ear. And when that noise is going and going, there's no time to reflect. And this whole channel, all of my videos are about finding space to self-reflect and being courageous in your welcoming of all the parts of yourself that might be uncomfortable, that might be ugly, that might not be happy places or joyful spaces. It's you. All of you, all the parts of you. And if it's noisy, you're distracted, you're doing so much at work, like me, all the time, running here and there, doing things all the time, you lose track of yourself. And you need the silence and solitude to remind yourself of the core of who you are. So you got to find time to do that. Otherwise, you'll find yourself pulled in so many directions, there's nothing left for you. How can you know what you want if your life is never about what you want? Being alone with you without interference is the only way to explore what you like, enjoy, don't like, want, and need. We need silence to learn who we are. Think of yourself as a battery that's charged every day by your sleep, your food, your rest, your solitude. And your family, your friends, your coworker, your supervisors, your community has all got a plug in you charging their phones. By the time the day's over, your phone is dead and you've got no juice left to charge it. This is life. If you let the world run you and you let the distractions and noise of your life run you down, silence recharges us. Solitude recharges us. Even the fear and the uncomfortableness sometimes when you put that phone down and don't look at it for 20 minutes. Even it's buzzing, you don't look at it. That can be uncomfortable if you're like me. My phone is never more than an arm's length away. But we have to give space from that too, to find that inner peace of where we are. And I don't necessarily mean meditation. That's another level, another layer of silence and solitude. I'm talking about a moment. 10 minutes of just being with yourself and not being distracted by the noise around you, tending to everyone else's needs. You need to be alone to recharge. Remember COVID? I'm not going to go there, but COVID booster shot? You need a booster shot. Your immune system, your organs, your brain, your life needs a booster shot of silence to remind yourself and anchor yourself in the reality that you want to create and not being created by those around you. Because we get a lot of our lives that are superimposed upon us by the needs of others. And we can very easily put our needs aside for a moment, for a day, for a year, for a lifetime. Next thing you know, your life is fully drained and there's nothing left for you. So get that booster shot of silence. Again, the world puts on us what we're supposed to be, what it wants us to be, what we're expected to be. And we might be something else. And it's easy to get caught up in playing those roles to survive. And I get it. We're all playing a role sometimes. But you got to remember to play that role consciously. Don't be in the role. You're not the role. That's something you do for the work, for the family, for the community, for here, for there. But for you, got to know who you are inside. So when you play those roles, it's a role. It's not who you really are. And then it's not as draining when you can come back to your silent space, your inner sanctuary, and just be with you. This is what I do. When I go out, I am an authentic version of me. But as you know, it's not always safe to be all of you. When I'm in my silence, in my space, in my inner sanctuary, where there's noise or not, I am with me. And I know me, which is why I can talk about this in these videos, because I want to share this with you, because without that space, the world is a very emotionally dangerous place. The point of this video is to roar through your life in reflection, optimism, authenticity, and resilience by taking care of yourself, taking the space you need, and finding moments of silence and solitude. And be with yourself and the silence. No music, no podcast, no nothing. Just you and whatever space that you're in. That's not your habit. Make it one. It is valuable and it will change your life. If you're able to take off all of that, then you're golden and ready for the next step, which is to make your self-improvement your addiction in a healthy way. That'll be here once posted. The full playlist will be there. There's a full list of episodes in the description. Check those out. Season 1, 2, and 3. One planet, one tribe, one world, one love. I'll see you there.